Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Buzz. I'm your host, Todd Jadin, and with me today is a very special guest, Antonio Vazquez. And let me give you a little bit of Antonio's backstory so you know what we're going to talk about today. Antonio was originally hired by Schneider in July of 2010. And after roughly 5 months with us, he went to truck driver training school. We hired him right out of school, put him through the Schneider training program, worked for us for about 5 months, and then had a need to get back closer to home. He's from Lewiston, Maine, and do some local work. He did that, but since October of 2013, he's come back to Schneider, and he's very excited to be back with Schneider, and he's in Green Bay, Wisconsin today. So I thought we'd bring him on to the Buzz, and we'd talk to him about his experience of being here, leaving, and coming back. And so that's the reason you're here. So thank you for being here today. It's a pleasure to talk with you. Why don't you tell the folks kind of why you left in the first place, and then what prompted you to come back to Schneider?
Well, I left on business reasons, and then I stayed at home for about 2 years. I worked around town, stayed in the trucking business, got some experience around there. And then afterwards, I got the itch to come back, and there's no better place to come back than to Schneider, in my point of view. There's a lot of views that I see that are positive for this company.
Well, good, and we're excited to have you back, so certainly welcome back. And I know, as we were talking off camera, you had indicated that you had to go home and be closer to home for a period of time, and had the opportunity to do some local work, but you kind of missed the independence of the van truckload opportunity that you currently work in. Antonio's assigned to our Carlisle or Harrisburg OC, so he runs kind of that northeast region. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your work week? So what does it look like? What do you do on a normal week?
I'm considered a dedicated van load truck driver for Schneider. I basically start off on a Sunday and end my week on a Friday. I come home, I set my 36 hours at home, and spend my time with my family. And then I'm back on the road on Sunday again. And during that time, I'm picking up water on Sunday and delivering it around the Northeast.
Okay, so you're part of which group of drivers? How many of you are kind of hauling that water out in that area? Do you bump into some of your fellow drivers out there?
Absolutely, and two of us actually went to the same high school.
Oh, really?
Brunswick.
Oh, okay, well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a couple of those guys, and I'm getting familiar with them. I've only been with the company for 9 months now, but once I see them, I say hi, and we talk, and we get to the areas, the businesses where we are, we're talking, stuff like that.
So when it came time to make your decision to come back, what did you miss about the experience at Schneider? Because you could have gone anywhere, right? I mean, after the experience you had, you could have gone to any transportation or trucking company, and you decided to come back. What prompted you to come back to Schneider?
When I first came to the company, the training that was with this company that I have learned from my school, that I've also experienced from my jobs, is about safety. And safety was an important issue, and I noticed that about Schneider, that there was very, very strong firm on safety, and the training was great. I mean, the training was what I needed to begin a life as a trucker. And there was, in my mind, did my research, I did my homework, and I felt that Schneider was, I believed that, in my mind at that time, 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was on top of the game, and I still feel, which is the reason why I came back to Schneider, because Schneider is still on top of the game as far as keeping drivers safe, people safe, keeping that value, that commitment, and the training for the other drivers. And I always felt that inside, and I knew that coming back to this company was going to be the way to go.
Good. And I hear that regularly from our new drivers and from our existing drivers that one of the very important aspects of what we do here at Schneider is safety. And the fact that it is a core value and it is our top, it sits at the top of the list. All of our core values are important, but safety first and always. In that regard, it sits at the top of the list, and that's a credit to our driver group because we couldn't live that value out without you. So when we talk about safety first and always, it starts with you. So thank you for that because it has an impression on people like Antonio and other new people to the industry. We're glad you came back to work with us. So to the extent you can spread the word while you're out on the road as it relates to opportunities here at Schneider, that's what we're really looking for you to do. Anything else you want to share with the audience before we kind of call this one a wrap?
No, I guess that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to say hello.
Yeah, and again, welcome back. We really appreciate you coming back to Schneider. That's it for this week's edition of The Buzz. You take care and drive safe.